Hey guys, Paul here again about the another video on the 6010 cellulose rods on a welder, DC stick welder, getting it working better as long as the welder has open circuit voltage of 70 volts or higher. If you want to be able to run 100 amps or more welding with 6010 and for more than a few minutes and not worry too much about burning up the secondary winding coil, getting too hot and burning up if you want to weld a lot, then it's massively beneficial to get some sort of old stick welder that is a true recognized brand name: Sig, Sigweld, Kempe, Miller, Lincoln, and the list goes on, but basically not just some unheard of junk, because the better brand names have a reputation of having 9 times out of 10 having actual copper windings in the transformer, not aluminium, because aluminium has high resistance. High resistance will lose you a little bit of arc voltage in loss and also generate a bit more heat. So anyway, this one has copper windings and it's 230 amp capable. So I know, and the transformer's massive. So right there and then I know the secondary windings are gonna be able to withstand, like in DC, it doesn't translate to AC exactly. So for example, on this one, I'd probably be able to run 150, 160 amps safely all day, every day, without cooking the transformer. Or in this case, the inductor. We're using it as an inductor, the secondary coil. Now, when you've got work clamp and high and low, I've found you can use either. So you run your negative from your DC stick welder, your negative either into, just to keep things simple and easy to understand, run it into the work clamp one, and then run it out of either the high or the low. Try both. See which one works better. I've found success with both. When you measure inductance with an inductance meter, for example, I get roughly on the low coil, across the low secondary winding, I get around 7 millihenries inductance, and across the high I get around 4 millihenries. And I've noticed that anything of above, say, 3.5 millihenries or higher seems to do the trick and help a shit ton with running 6010 rods, and mainly the Lincoln 5P plus rod, which even the Everlast welders designed for 6010 with the 6010 button. Certain models, some are different than others, but certain models, even with arc force at 100%, 70, 80%, 50% off, and the 6010 button on, still doesn't run the 5P plus rod properly at all. The arc just distinguishes on its own whenever it feels like, regardless of the arc length. Even Bob Moffat in one of the weld videos, running a few of their welders back a year or two ago, had the same problem. You can see it in the video. The arc keeps going out. He gets frustrated with it. He doesn't know why. And it's with the 5P plus, I'm 99% sure, with an Everlast welder. Anyway, yeah, this will fix that, and it'll even make it run on a welder not designed for 6010. No 6010 port, no 6010 button, as long as that open circuit voltage is 70 volts or higher. Yeah, alright. See you later, guys. Good luck. I'm sure you will if you do everything properly. You won't really need luck. It'll work, providing the transformer's not half burned out. Like the copper can be half shorted out and burned out. You would be unlucky, but you might get a half burned out winding, or fully burned out winding in an old welder. So if you can, when you buy the welder from, I think in America, is it called Craigslist? Or here in Australia, Gumtree Marketplace. if you can, talk to them, see if you can take some rods, helmet, scrap steel, and run a full rod or two, and just see if the welder actually welds okay or not. That'll give you a general indication on if the coils are okay or not in the AC welder. Alright guys, thanks a lot, see ya.